Finding neutral here to talk about my next bike, as promised. There is many like it, but this one is mine. This is going to be my Yamaha 2020 XT250. I've only had this bike about a month. I've done a few things to it to make it my own. There is a little bit of a breeze today down here in Florida. We got tropical storms and stuff going on around us out in the ocean, so excuse the wind noise if you hear it. This is a color that I wanted to get before they switched over to gray, is which prompted me to make the purchase sooner than I was going to originally. I really do like the beige color. The color scheme I think is great. So far, riding the bike, I've been impressed with it. It's lived up to my expectations, although I haven't gone real far on it. But I'm going to go over some of the things I've added to it to make it better, in my opinion. Starting from the front, a Mandalorian decal, kind of like Boba Fett in Star Wars, makes everything better. I've added a Parabellum Windscreen. It was easy enough to install. I went with this one over some other options because of the hardware installation part. The cool thing with this screen is it uses an existing hole, which is this one. So you only have to put one extra hole into your headlight cowl, which is great, and plus this is a good reference point to line it up on. The hardware is included. It went on easy, and it does a really good job as far as cutting down a little bit on the wind and the bugs. I would recommend it. I got it in tinted because I like tint. The next thing that I installed on here, you can tell I'm a fan of Handguards. They saved my butt on a bad crash I was in, so I'm pro Handguards and definitely pro bark busters. These are the Storms. They went on easy. I will say, be careful when you go to hacking on your rubber grip on the clutch side. I got a little bit cut crazy and I cut too much off, and it left a big part of the handlebar tube exposed, which sucked. So I had to go to Ace Hardware and find this grommet type thing to take its place. Besides that, the throttle side went on really easy, just as the instructions described. I used a little hacksaw to cut the very end of the throttle tube off, and you have to loosen up the throttle assembly a little bit to make it able to wiggle back and forth so you can do the hacksaw on. You can see I also added the bar end weights. I think they help cut down on the buzziness in your grip. Plus, once again, if the bike goes down, hopefully it won't, but if it does, these will take some of the hit. Let's see, the next thing I installed was a Flatlands skid plate. That was very easy to install. It's just 4 screws. Everybody knows what skid plates are. This one will definitely, I think, take a hit and protect the bike and not go anywhere. Let's see, I cut off, it's not an add-on, but I cut off a really goofy reflector they had located right here. It was really easy. I just used a hacksaw. Kind of a little bit of a tail tidy, but homemade. Over here you'll see I went with the Delkevic DS70 slip-on muffler. It's the one in oval carbon, and I actually ordered this one by accident. I was going for the 18-inch version of this, which would have brought it back substantially farther. It probably would have brought it back close to around here. I didn't realize this until the order was already processed and on its way. One of the concerns I had about the muffler going back that far is I've heard people with some FMFs have had their plastics back here melt, and I was a little bit worried about that. I did ask somebody on YouTube in Australia that has this muffler, not the DS70, the 18-inch version. He said it's not melting anything, so he was happy with it. I did a little bit of research and found out that this is one of the louder mufflers. I was kind of concerned about that, so what I tried to do is compare it with the Honda Monkey Yoshimura pipe for the dBs. So I got with Delkevic and they told me the decibels. They said around 1.5 to 110. So I figured I'd go for it and just keep it, and I'm glad that I did. It's one of those rare instances where you order something by accident and you end up liking it more. The 18-inch would have been more of a stock sounding muffler. This one is more, of my opinion, of a Yoshi loud type muffler, which is what I wanted. And installation was fairly easy. You just have to make sure that you use the sealant gasket at this point, and there's a point in there where it slips on, connecting it to the header pipe. I was kind of surprised when I took the stock pipe off that the where the slip-on connects to the header pipe up in here, there was actually a gasket that's usually up in this area, but it has, I guess it has one there, and it has one in here, so that's if so you're aware. Now I'm sure you want to hear what it sounds like, so we'll go ahead and do that. As you can see, it sounds a little bit louder than the Yoshi pipe, but it's a 250cc bike, so that's to be expected. It does sound good. I like it. I'm very happy with it. Here you'll see the B&B rear master cylinder guard by B&B out of Australia. These are on back order, I guess, from COVID and all that. It took a while to get. What I noticed when I went to put it on, I thought it was easier just to leave one of these screws in and just do it one screw at a time, because when you go to take these screws out, of course, the master cylinder thing wants to pop off and move around. I didn't feel like dealing with that, so I just kind of did it the lazy way and kept it all kind of attached and then got it together. Another thing you probably notice are these Yamaha emblems. They're carbon fiber, kind of cool. I got them off Amazon. They match my Delkevic pipe, so I thought that was pretty awesome. They came 5 to a pack, and they go on really easy. Those are tuning forks, I came to find out. This is my first Yamaha product. I've had Kawasaki, Suzuki, and Honda. Never had a Yamaha. So the reviews that I read on this bike were great. So I hope the reviews prove to be true for me. And I'll put one up here. I do like the round headlight. It's glass, it's old school. It's not LED, but I kind of like that. Turn signals are big, I will admit that, but that's old school as well. I'm into the more vintage, like 70s, 80s type looking bike. The bike runs real well. It does get a little wobbly, like everybody says, around 60 with these tires, which are the Bridgestone Death Wings, as they call it. I'm going to get some Avons eventually, but I want to wear these in and at least get my money's worth out of them before I go swapping tires out. And I also got the Flatlands rear cargo rack. I wanted something that I could keep my rear handles on with, because I really do like these. They're great tie down points. And this is one of the few racks that I could find that wasn't a ton of money, and it was low profile. It's all aluminum, just like the skid plate. And it went on really easy, and the best part was, part of the installation was you gotta loosen your muffler up, which was wonderful since I was taking my muffler off anyway. So that worked out good, but you would have to loosen this point up to put their new hardware on. And one of the last items that I installed was this Enduristan rally pack. Not that I'm a rally rider, but I thought it looked cool. I don't need a big giant pack that I can put a helmet in or anything substantial, because I'm not at that point yet. This pack here I got from the UK, got it shipped over, got it off eBay. They're kind of hard to find over here in stock. One cool thing about it is it does come with the hardware to install it to a plastic fender, which I didn't know. I went and bought my own hardware from Ace Hardware in stainless, thinking it didn't come with hardware. Lo and behold, it came with it. So this is the hardware that it comes with, minus these washers. They come with a lot smaller washers, so I bought some bigger washers to be able to just attach it through these holes underneath it on my my own rack, instead of popping holes through the fender, obviously. But this case going into a fender I think would fit really well. I added this little plastic reinforcement on the inside, kind of to make the bag stand up and not get all flapjacky. So, you know, it can hold a few things, not a whole lot, but my criteria were that it would hold a water bottle, a hat in case you have to stop and you don't want to have helmet hair going on, and the last thing you want to make sure you can fit in your rally pack is a child. And there is my child from the Mandalorian. As you can tell, I'm a fan of Star Wars and the Mandalorian. So with that closes out my video. I will be adding a magnetic drain plug to this bike as well. I didn't mention that because I'm waiting on my first oil change to do so. But as with my Honda Monkey, I'm sure it will collect a lot of stuff, so it's worth it. Looking forward to putting that in. I'll give you a follow-up, let you know how the bike goes. So far I've only got like almost 300 miles on it, so I can't really do a review yet. But it's been a great bike so far. I'm small, I'm 5'6", 145 pounds, so me getting anything larger, that just would have been a struggle. I am not getting rid of my Honda Monkey. Actually, I like going between the two platforms and enjoy swapping out just to have the different ride, the different feel. So it's fun. Thanks for watching, everybody. I'm going to do probably some helmet reviews or something in the future. Talk about bobblehead and slim fit and stuff. But have a good week. Bye.